Good evening to everybody. I'm Simon, and this is the Crete Facebook page and photosofcrete.com. Thanks ever so much for joining us this evening. Nice to be here with us. I'm joined this evening by Alexandra and Alessandro of AA Wedding. Good evening to you. How are you this evening?
Good evening, everybody.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Very well. A little bit rain also in Crete today.
Yes.
Rain in Crete. We don't like to hear that. We always think of Crete as being a sunny paradise, but yeah, it's great to have you here this evening, and yeah, fantastic. So let's talk about weddings in Crete. That's what we're here to do this evening. Let's talk about weddings in Crete, and let's talk about your wedding planning. So introduce yourself to us and just explain to us what you do there in Crete.
Look, except of going to the beach, drinking some nice coffees and have a lot of fun taking sun, sometimes also we are organizing event in Crete. We are organizing weddings. So from people from abroad that want to come and join to this beautiful island during the summer, it's mostly sunny with some breeze of wind. I mean, we are exactly here for the people that want to join exactly the specific, very, very nice holiday and as well combine it with a lovely wedding event.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So,
Alice. Yeah. Sorry. Keep going. Keep going. There is a super small delay in conversation.
okay, no problem. So let's talk about Crete as a wedding destination. Why is Crete such a fantastic place to hold a wedding? Just tell us all about your experiences of weddings in Crete.
Look, we, especially me, I am in Crete since 14 years. So I have been visit, of course, all the island and taste all the fantastic hospitality that you can find in all the area of this very huge island in the Mediterranean Sea. So since I met Alexandra 4 years ago, because basically I was working in a lot of events. I born like a DJ, so I have make a lot of wedding party, a lot of and all this with the skill that it's an architect and designer. We decided to create the company that is organizing a full wedding package. Because of my knowledge of the island and the great idea of Alexandra, we are moving in this direction. Why Crete? Why Crete? Because it's Crete. It's the best. It's unbelievable place. The biggest hospitality that you can find, for my opinion, in one of the best place in the world for the hospitality.
Me, as a person who was born in Russia, and everybody knows that it's not the most sunny country, so immediately I thought that Crete, it's the actually best place to have a wedding, because it's in the summer, it's always sunny, actually also in the winter, but mostly in the summer it's always sunny. It has amazing food, it has amazing weather and very beautiful views. Because I am a visual person, because I'm architect and designer, it's my first profession, my education, so I see everything as a picture. And of course I see immediately the videos, like it's imagine my head, photos and videos of the wedding with these beautiful views. And as Alessandro told, it's unbelievably various. That is very important for the island like this. The couple can choose any landscape or any type of venue that they want.
Fantastic. So, talking of venues, let's talk about venues then. What are the options for a couple in terms of venues for a wedding in Crete?
Look, regarding the venue, as Alexandra say, Crete offer a huge possibility. There is a wild beach where it's possible to organize a ceremony for 2 or more people, and there are luxury villa wineries. Crete is very popular for the very nice wine and wine tasting tour. There are the mountains with amazing the view that take your breath away. So you are feeling up to a mountain, but the sea in front of you with the special sunset. There are as well very luxury place. One of the top luxury hotel in Greece is exactly in the island of Crete, and many more as well of this level. There are very nice private villa, small, big, for any type of event. So the venue here are not at all missing.
Fantastic. So just a quick word to everybody. So we're here tonight with Double A Wedding, talk about weddings in Crete. So please do get your comments in. Any questions about weddings? Any comments you want to make in regards to weddings in Crete? Any advice or tips you might want to ask about? Please feel free to get in touch and just comment underneath the video, and we'll try and answer that for you as we go through this evening as we learn more about weddings in Crete. So no two weddings are the same, and they're always obviously very personal to the couple that are getting married. The biggest day of their life, a huge amount of for them. Tell us about a wedding day in Crete and what makes you feel that a wedding day in Crete is so special.
You want to answer to this question, or I am starting?
Wedding in Crete. What makes wedding in Crete so special? First of all, for my personal opinion, is amazing idea to combine your wedding and as well the traveling here in Crete. So you invite your guests not only for the wedding, but as well for some kind of trip here, and you let them know and you let them feel this amazing culture and hospitality of Crete. So this what makes me first, as a first thing, very special thing to make wedding exactly here in Crete, except the weather that I already told, except the fantastic and amazing sun, and about the types of the weddings that can be done, and it's completely unlimited amount of ideas. Some people love to have the wedding as a mirror or of their characters, of their lifestyle, and some people love to have something crazy with some crazy contrast, crazy conceptual ideas, and as well, of course, interesting cultural weddings connected even with some specific religion. For example, we created a wedding in 2019, actually even two weddings, and the couple, there was the groom in both situations was with Indian roots and the bride European, and both these weddings were totally amazing because they had both an Indian ceremony, so Indian wedding with all the traditional these traditional dresses, ornaments and everything, and as well the European version of the wedding. So in Crete, actually, you can create really so many different things, and the landscapes and the venues allow you to do it, and as well the available services that we can build for these couples.
Fantastic. Buzz just messaged in. He's asking about prices for weddings. So if you stick with us, I think we'll ask a little bit further down as we go through the interview, because we'll get to that later on. Just don't stick with us, and I'll ask that question of Alexandra and Alexandra a bit later on in the interview. So let's move on to weddings in Crete and talk about wedding formats. So, in your opinion, what's the wedding format scales? What is the best approach for planning a wedding during the coming years in your opinion?
Look, the best approach for the wedding is, of course, to visit before your website. Like this, the people can find a nice 10% discount already on the wedding planning. So this is the best approach. but first step. But as well, I mean, to come to Crete, you need to choose Crete as your wedding destination. It is very important. And what we suggest is to visit this lovely place, because we can speak a lot, we can say beautiful word, nice, but when the people will come here and will feel exactly what we say, basically, then they will really want to marry here. Crete, it's, as I told you, is very various island. So some people say, I want the amazing sunset that maybe you can find in Santorini. Okay, here in Crete, we have it, and we have it in many places. As well, I want to have the crazy party like in Mykonos. As well, here we have a very, very huge and nice and lovely places where is it possible to have fun and parties. So, Crete, it's not only a beautiful island, it's as well a very big and various island.
And as well, speaking of this year, of exactly 2021 and of next 2022 and 3, speaking of the best formats of during these years, we would recommend exactly for, especially, let's say, especially for this year, to have more private events in such venues as villas, because we have very different villas here, as for 10-15 people event and as well for 100 people. So why so good to use exactly the villa as a wedding venue? Because first of all, it restrictions according to all the COVID rules, because if you work with hotel, they are more like public spaces, so obviously they have much more restrictions. When you make your event in the villa, it's fully private event and all restrictions are softer, as well regarding the number of people, as well regarding of the way how to serve the food and how to organize the dinner, how to organize the party. And of course you are much more safe, because there are always some small risks that hotel can unfortunately not be opened for the season because of some reasons. But with the villa you have very, very, very low risks not to be opened, because villa is the villa. So majority of them, of course, they are ready for the season.
So especially for 2021, it will be much more safe to have a limited amount of people, first of all, 10, 15, 20 people, and then, I mean, organize it exactly in this more private place, not because the rules will not be respected. I mean, everybody will be with the mask of the staff, the hygienical product will be all over. I mean, all this, it will be fully respected, the COVID. But for exactly this reason, if the people are member of the same group or the same family, they have a different parameter of restriction to stay all together, because they will be all together, this group. So it's something like they are coming here to make a quarantine day, a self-quarantine, a self-lockdown, but with a nice party and a nice food.
Exactly.
Fantastic. So just to remind everybody, talking to Alessandro of AA Wedding here on the group's Facebook page. We're talking about weddings in Crete. If you want to check out the guy's website, it's AAwedding.com. If you want to check out the guy's website and just have a look at their services in more detail, please don't do it yet. Keep us for the chat. There's a lot more to talk about and understand about weddings in Crete. A couple of messages just dropped in, so I'll just mention it now. Carl Whitney, into you. Carl and Julie are saying, lovely to see you both. So I'm wondering if that's someone you guys know, but they're with us tonight. And Carl says he got married in 2019. A fantastic place to get married. We've been going there for the last 8 years, so great to hear that, Carl. And thanks for joining us. And like I say, please do get your comments, all your questions in to the guys. If you want to ask any questions about weddings in Crete, you want to ask anything about and their services or advice or tips, then please do that in the comments, and we'll try and pop those in for you as we go through this evening. So, symbolic or official weddings. What are the differences? And tell us about pluses and minuses for the types of marriage.
Okay, I love this topic.
Okay.
I love this topic, but Alessandro will start anyways, so I will always have something to add.
Look, symbolic or official, I mean, what is important, first of all, is the love, is the moment of this lovely couple that want to celebrate their love forever. Doesn't matter if it will be symbolic or official. But except this small resume of exactly the topic, look, the official ceremony, it's in general more expensive and with some limitation that soon Alexandra will say. This is the official ceremony. The symbolic ceremony, it's personalized. I mean, you can be and became and listen all the things, all the word that you always dream to listen from the officiator, even if it will be the officiator, somebody of our team. We are celebrating the wedding personalized for them. But Alexandra will explain you other more technical detail bit of the difference between these two ceremonies.
Yes, first of all, Alessandro told that usually the official wedding is more expensive, and that is 100, not even usually, it's like always like this, just because of only one small reason, because you need to translate your documents into Greek. So even if you have some taxes or some fees in your place to make a sign and to register your wedding, anyways, you have the local fees, and plus you have to translate to receive the apostille for the specific documents that you have to bring here. So first of all, it's an extra expense. But if you dream exactly to have, let's say, the same date on your ring, on, I don't know, somewhere written in the desk, the welcome signs, and as well on your documents, of course, it's worthy. So every single time we ask our couples, what is your priority? So if you really dream that it will be exactly this specific day, somebody also cares about astrology, for example, and they pick up the specific day to sign this document and to make the date of the wedding. We had this couple, by the way, and they was really, really, like, for them it was very important to have the specific date and for the document and for the wedding day. So except this, I fully agree with Alessandro that symbolic wedding, it's much more flexible. You can create a very personalized ceremony, because when you have an official person from the office, first of all, some of them are more flexible, some less flexible. Some, they don't even speak actually any English, so they will have speak only Greek, and it will be just translated into English. Some, they will say, I will just follow my speech and that's it. Some, they will say, okay, let's add something that you wish. It also depends very much on some kind of luck. But when you create your symbolic ceremony, you do everything that you want. You can tell the story how you met each other. You can tell the story why you love each other so much, and of course there is no rules. With official, you can meet some rules, and some officiators, they even don't come to some specific locations in some months. For example, in the region of Hania, previous year at least, maybe this year something changed, in May they still didn't have a possibility to go on let's say some venues outside, but beginning from June until August or September, it was fine for them to go to specific venues, not all of them. So it's official wedding, it's always some limits. That's why we actually are earning some extra money from it, but to all our couples, we actually suggest symbolic ceremony, if it's not something that is extra important, as I told before, these kind of examples.
Exactly. Nothing to add. I mean, I should say everything.
I told you, I love this topic.
Fantastic. So, can weddings of different faith denominations be organised in Crete? Is it just about Christian weddings, or is it possible to do a wedding in a different faith?
Look, here it's the church is sometimes have more power than the government. They are deeply orthodox. What it mean? It means that this is the culture. If you want to marry in a church, an orthodox church, you need to be orthodox and you need to respect exactly the tradition of the orthodox church. If you are from other religion, I mean, and you want to find a neutral place, exactly neutral place, where not inside an hotel, not in a public restaurant, but in a high place or in a villa, for example, over there is personalizable. I mean, the priest, if there is a priest like exactly the Indian one, okay, he can come and can celebrate the ceremony in Indian style in exactly this place. It's important not to be in contrast with the religion of exactly the local church and the local priest. So it is completely possible, and we need to find exactly the person that is coming, believing in the religion, respecting the location, celebrating the love of this beautiful couple.
Great, thanks for that. We're talking weddings in Crete this evening. I'm with AA Wedding. They're in Crete tonight. Sounds like it's been a bit rainy there today, which I'm sorry to hear, but I'm guessing warmer weather's coming pretty soon there, so it will soon be time for the beach, I'm sure, and I'm sure many of our viewers this evening are dreaming of a Cretan beach as well. So yeah, thanks ever so much for joining us, guys. You can catch AA Wedding on Facebook at AA Weddings if you want to have a look at their Facebook page, and you can also pop to their website as well, aawedding.com. If you want to have a look at their services in more detail. So, moving along, budgeting. We're moving on to budgeting. Here's a subject that Donna was asking us about a little while ago, and it's obviously something that's, unless you're very lucky, on everybody's hot topic list when they're organising a wedding. So, how can we plan your budget to have a wedding in Crete you dreamed of?
Look, the budget is every time an important topic of the wedding. To plan it, first of all, we need to talk. That's a very important thing. So we need to be able to have a nice phone call, video call, like we are doing exactly this interview, to understand better the needs of the people. Then, from and our experience, we are going to go a little bit more in a global, not into the details, but in a global conversation of what is important, what is a little bit less important. And on this, you can continue, Alexandra, and can tell you how exactly the budget of the wedding, that after this very nice speech with the couple, can be spread to create the best event.
Yes, I'm always pushing an idea to set up the priorities at the very first step of planning, because for some people it's extremely important to have a very high designed and detailed visual part of the wedding. So it means decoration, invitations, the wedding dress, the style, exactly the beauty of the venue, and it brings a very big importance of video and photo as a result of all these preparations. So some people, they love mostly the visual. Some people, they will say, we don't care that much about visual part, but we really care a lot about food and drinks. We want to have a premium drinks. Or somebody will say, we want to have the best party with the best dish of our lives. So if the couple have some kind of limitations in the budget, that actually always happens, because even if it's a wedding for 1 million euro or it's a wedding for 10,000 euro, anyway, couple usually set up at the first step some kind of limit of the budget, and inside of this budget we're setting up always the priorities, what is the biggest importance of the couple. And even inside already, let's say the couple decided that the visual part is the most important, so we speak, okay, so what is exactly most important inside of there? The ceremony zone decoration, or maybe a photo booth you want with some crazy decor, or you want an unbelievable cake with the fireworks, with a crazy presentation. And again, we direct the budget in this way, because if you spread your budget too much, maybe you will not even notice that the budget was actually very big for the wedding. But if you direct it in a very right way, it will give much proper and noticeable, let's say, result.
Good advice indeed. And priorities. I guess it's important that you create those priorities in your and you create that idea and goal of what you want from your wedding, what your priorities are in your wedding, what's important to you, what are the most important aspects, and then build your budget around that. Would you agree with that?
Look, every wedding is unique. So the couple we need to create for them the most unforgettable day of their life. So every couple, and to make them happy exactly for the budget that they have. The only thing, speaking again about the budget, that it's maybe not obvious for everybody. We meet a lot of time this kind of thing, and I'm sorry to look like this, but I have to be straight exactly in this point, is a menu that it cost to me, I don't know, 10 euro. If there are 100 people, the same menu, it will cost 1,000 euro, because we need to multiplicate every time the price for the number of people. Some of the service are the same, like, for example, it can be a DJ. A DJ will play 4-hour music if there is 100 people, 1,000 people, or 30 people. What it can change is only the price of the equipment. You need a bigger or smaller equipment. But in the same time, somebody don't have in exactly the mind that they invite a lot of people, but after you have to pay the dinner for a lot of people. You need to pay the chair on the ceremony zone for a lot of people. You need to pay the decoration for a lot of table. So this kind of thing sometimes is bringing the couple a little bit outside the budget because it was not thinking before. But as I say, every time try to surround yourself with the right guest, somebody that is meaning a lot for you. Then if you see that there is more space and more budget for somebody else, then invite more. But try to fly every time a little bit with your wings, not with the wings of the imagination, exactly when we are speaking about the budget. All the rest, there are no limits. I mean, the fantasy and the imagination need to be infinity. But exactly for the budget and the idea of the couple need to be the couple thinking about their mind and as well their pocket.
Yes, and as well, I would like to add that sometimes it's better, even if you, let's say, want not that many guests, but you want a fantastic, amazing, huge villa, and you want also your people to live next to you during, I don't know, 1 week, 5 days, whatever it is. And some people, they are sure, like from the very beginning, and they say, we have to pay for all these days. Not at all. In every situation, it has to be like this. We have many cases, and we have many couples that they split their expenses for living in the villa with their guests. That helps them to bring their wedding at a totally different level, because actually if you have to pay by yourself for 7 days for the villa that where can sleep, let's say, 18 guests, or another villa we have 24 guests, and if you split it with your guests, and we saw only situation when everybody was supporting, all the families and the friends all the time, they supported this idea. So actually it's a very big difference in the budget.
And you will understand also that you are making a holiday in a villa on the price of an apartment.
Exactly.
So it is really important as well, this.
Absolutely. So just to bring Donna's question in now while we're talking about this, because I guess it's on topic. She's asking how much for a basic wedding. I guess Well, I won't answer. I'll let you answer it. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? That's the question that was asked. How much for a basic wedding? So, what would you say to that?
Look, exactly this what I tell you. A basic wedding, it's different. What is can basic for the person is flight ticket. Come here, two people going to the beach with a small arch of flower, one photographer, and the officiator. A wedding like this, with a couple of €1,000, you can do it. If a basic wedding for 100 people, hey, you need to put X 100. So that's the point. There is not a basic wedding. There is our base fee, for example. On this, we can speak about our fee. For a small wedding, our fee it can be between the 500 and the 1,000. For another wedding with 30, 40 people, it can be between the 1,000 and 2,000. Something much more personalized, it can go over the 3, 4, 5. You understand? It depends how much we have to work for it. So we can speak exactly about our fee, because you can ask to come here on your wedding to perform David Guetta because you like the top DJ of the world, and you have to put €50,000, and there are two people. You understand what I mean? There is not a base or standard or this.
And as well, for every single person, with basic actually it means very different thing. This person has in everyday life. So that's why our approach, we always work in a very unique, let's say, in a personalizable way with the couple. Of course, we have as well our standard solutions, and we offer the standard solutions in case if we see that they perfectly fit to the situation. But anyway, in the very beginning, when somebody asks us, give us your basic price of the basic wedding, let's say for 20 people, we never give this price because, okay, when, what is the location, what will be the food, fish or meat, what will be the decor, do you like flowers or you want no flowers at all and you want just a beautiful view, do you want photo, do you want video? So in our personal opinion, for us, it doesn't exist the, let's say, word basic wedding because it's too much, let's say,
unreal,
undefined.
For
yes.
Somebody, a Fiat Panda, it's a base car. For somebody, a Mercedes, it's is the base car, and the other they feel like a Mercedes. A base car, you understand? It's very subjective. That's the reason why on our website we have automatic calculation, and over there exactly on our website we have put something like base price for decoration, base or complete or VIP, to give an idea of how much can cost this more or less. But as well, this calculation, it's not done a base for 100 people. I mean, a base, it's for an amount of reasonable people, 5, 6, 10. This kind of thing, that's the reason why our approach is every time not to work with the massive, but to work with the special. I mean, it can be small, good, but special. All is unique. All it can be base like it can be VIP. That's the point. For what is base for somebody is VIP for somebody else. So that's why the approach must be more human. I mean, not exactly on the mirror. That's why I want to hug you now.
I love that Alessandro opened the topic about the calculator because it's exactly a perfect first step if a couple wants to just have an idea how much their wedding can cost. Because in our calculator, you can pick up the type of the accommodation, so 3-star hotel, 5-star hotel, villa, or whatever. You can include there the number of guests. You can choose the type of the dinner. Again, insert there the number of guests and to see the price, to choose the photo, the video, the makeup, so all the services, and you can see the global price, how much more or less your wedding can cost. The only one thing that we don't include in this calculation is exactly our organizational fee, because after we have to anyway, every time we go very much in details and we see it's it was actually too complicated to put it inside of the calculator. So that's why we say, okay, anyway, this part we will give to people anyway, every time precise. Because even if, let's say, one couple takes 10 services and the second couple takes the same 10 services, but first couple will go through mostly standard solution and the second couple will go through all the personalized solutions of the same 10 services, it will be very different amount of job from our side. So that's why we say, okay, it will be too complicated to build this calculation inside of our tool, and we say exactly this part every time we, of course, say personally already after the conversation.
Lovely. Good evening to everyone this evening. We're live here on the Crete Facebook page. We're also live on YouTube as well this evening, talking to AA Wedding about weddings in Crete, tapping into their knowledge and expertise in the subject and learning all about it. So, please do. We can see plenty of you are watching out there. So, if you've got any comments, any questions, any queries you want to put to us, then by all means fire those in the comments section, and we'll endeavour to answer them as we go through this evening. Okay, so having spoke about budgets, we're now going to talk about small or large, be it a lavish ceremony or a budget wedding in Crete. I guess the question is here, I suppose it leads a little bit into Donna's question earlier as well. Does Crete cater for everything? Can you do that small and intimate, and can you also do a very big? I know we've touched on this a little bit before, but just be completely clear on it. Is it that place where you can do anything you want really in terms of size or lavishness when it comes to a wedding?
You catch exactly the point. Is a Crete the exactly place where you can do all the possible solution for any type of wedding? We have organized wedding for 2 people. We have organized wedding for 30 people. We have organized wedding for 150. At the moment, we didn't organize the big fat Greek wedding, which is nice. So here there is wedding also for 1,000, 1,500 people. Generally, we are working on exactly different type of wedding. We are more professional on different type of wedding. That's why we are not going too much into the Greek exactly wedding. But the one between 2 people and 150 to 100 people is exactly the type of wedding that generally we can take it as a request.
Okay, so it's the elephant in the room, I guess. So let's talk about it. COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever you want to call it. Our lives for the last 12 months, for most of us, I guess, prohibited a lot of us from getting down there. So, as things start to ease, and you'd hope that with the vaccination programs now all over the world starting to take some effects over the next few months, we're going to start to get the opportunities again. What are the restrictions for events in the pandemic era? Because I guess even when we move forward through into a time when we can travel again more freely, it's still not going to be 100% as it was 12 months ago. We're still going to have some conditions on that. So what we're saying is, in the end, is it the end of happy times? Can we still have happy times, or will it just be a little bit different? Will your wedding in Crete just be a little bit different to what it was before?
I start and you continue.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it like this. COVID-19 had a very big impact, especially for wedding events and the kind of situation where the people are staying close. Now the rules in Greece are completely various and different, and they are changing daily until the situation, as you mentioned, with the vaccine and the pandemic all over the world will be a little bit more soft and calm. We don't believe that this is the end of the world. We believe that it's a good point to start with mind, with more motivation to have in a safe situation a very nice event, a very nice wedding, a very nice life, to come here and take some sun, to enjoy your moments. Crete, it will offer exactly this possibility. Last year that it was the hardest summer also for Crete, also for the tourism all over the world, at the end, they have the government understand that the restriction has to be done in kind of restriction we can talk about. We don't know what will gonna be this summer, but if it will be like last summer, Alexandra can explain you what exactly we can do.
Yes, previous summer we had in then the possibility to have events and weddings, let's say up to 30 people without any issue, and officially it was up to 50 people. So actually it's not at all an end of happy times, as I totally believe, but it's just a little difference in the way how to organize it, especially if you do it at the private villa. So, for example, it was changing a couple of times during the summer. At one point, it was possible to make a buffet, and another point, it was not possible to make a buffet, and the menu had to be, the dinner had to be only served to done a served way. So you just have to go through these kind of small changes, and as well, yes, the biggest actually limitation is about number of guests. So if they say the biggest number of guests is 50 people, we cannot go over this number, and we hope that it will be not less than previous summer. Actually, we hope that it will be bigger, because anyway, it started the program of vaccination, as you told as well, and we believe that actually will be softer than the previous year. And again, I think we didn't open this topic earlier when we spoke about the best way of planning the wedding during 2021, 2 and 3. We believe that exactly for this year, it's better to keep it under 30. And if you really want, and if your dream is to make a wedding, I don't know, 50 people and up, even 30 people and up, in this case, the best idea that we actually offer to our couples to come this year to Crete to visit all the venues that say they liked by the photographs and the videos that we are sending, and in this way they will feel which one exactly is the one for them, because me, I'm a woman and I go through feelings a lot of times. I definitely can love the place by photos and videos, but of course the best, if it's possible, to come and to see it also by your own eyes, to try the food, to make the food tasting, to make the test of the makeup and hairs, because it's actually very important for the bride, and even to invite the photographer and to make a small test shooting, because it's very different how your face with the makeup and hairs looks in real life and on the photo and on the video. It's actually two different things. So we suggest as well to our couples to come and to make a lovely shooting that they will have as an engagement shooting, for example, if they still didn't do it in their country. So it's a fantastic chance not only to have beautiful holidays and to fall in love and Crete even more, but as well to try all the food, to make the tests, to do everything, and to be ready for the next step of the planning.
And to feel the hospitality of the place.
100%.
Okay, and with that, let's leave COVID-19 behind. I think we've all had enough of that for 1 year. So I know we can't avoid talking about it because it's an important part of 2021, unfortunately, still. But yeah, it's something I think we all get tired of talking of. So whilst it's important, let's it'd be good to have a conversation one day. We're not having to bring that in as a factor. That would be fantastic. So. Working with a wedding planner. Let's move on to that. What are the benefits of working with a wedding planner for your wedding in Crete? What does that bring to the wedding event?
But for example, now it's about 40 minutes that we are speaking exactly about weddings. So what we have say in these 40 minutes of this lovely time that we spend with you, Simon, and all the people that are following us at the moment, we have give some thoughts that maybe the people didn't think about. So it's not that when you're getting ready a wedding, you know everything about wedding. No, but with the experience that you are doing to make a lot of wedding, a lot of events to watch, we are spending really a lot of time to have new ideas, to see new trendy, to talk also with our colleague what is possible to do, what is not possible to do, the rules exactly in the country, how somebody from England, Australia, or America know exactly what are the rules in Crete. I mean, if you take somebody local, probably he will know more than what somebody from Argentina can know about Crete. So that's the reason why a wedding planner, it can be worthy exactly for this part. And then Alexandra will tell you another nice part.
Yes. First of all, I just wanted to tell that when, for example, when I came here for the first time from Russia and I faced what is to have wedding in Crete, I was impressed in a very good way, except only one thing. I say, okay, there is really limitations to have the music until 11:30, 12 o'clock. So I completely couldn't, even it was not in my, let's say, mind that it's possible to have this kind of limitation, because in Russia you party until you want to party, except some very small situations. But here, exactly the average rule is to make the music much less loud at 11:30, 12 o'clock. And of course, we know very, very special, let's say, mostly about the location venues where you can continue your party until also 6 o'clock in the morning. But let's say many couples, when they start their research, if they don't know this information, maybe they say, okay, this is our perfect venue, and they keep in mind that they can continue the party until 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And if they don't have a wedding planner, actually, maybe they will know about the limitation of 11:30, 12 o'clock in the very last moment before the wedding. Of course, it will be not very pleasant surprise because they planned the schedule of the day in their way. So this is the first thing. And another, it's when you just start to plan your wedding, we already spoke about the budget earlier, and you actually, if you are not connected with event planning in your place, or especially all parts and all, let's say, items that you will have to pay for, all the services that are not that much obvious from the beginning, like, let's say, photography and videography. So there are some, let's say, hidden parts of the budget that are not that much visible for a person that is not inside of the wedding planning, that this person can easily forget them. But when you start to plan your wedding with a wedding planner, first of all, we speak, okay, the budget has to go there, 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 there. Okay, so we are speaking again about setting the priorities, of course, and the person has much more information from the very beginning, and this person can make much more right choices from the very beginning to have the best wedding.
And so you can also save a lot in the budget.
Yes,
because
true.
we direct exactly to the supplier that we know we are cooperating, so he can make a better price and better quality, can give something complimentary if it's necessary complimentary. We can suggest, for example, and when it's possible, to make the wedding during the weekdays instead of the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, everybody is very busy. I mean, it's normal, like in every country. But if you have a chance to make a wedding on Tuesday, maybe we can find a couple of solutions, couple of adjustments with the price, with some of the supplier or some of the venue. I mean, these kind of things. Okay, you say, I spend a couple of €1,000 for the wedding planner. Yeah, but how much you have win for your accommodation, for the menu, for the photographer, for the videographer, for the florist, for the entertainment, etc., etc. And how many service you take, as much you will save.
Yeah, here it's very important to say a little bit about our approach of working with suppliers, because for us, one of the biggest priority is to give as better price as it's possible for the right quality of the service that is provided. So when we start to work with the new suppliers, let's say, we say, with us, we just, or you don't overcharge things because we know the average price for all the services, or you don't work with us. because for us it's very important that our couple is having the best quality for the best prices, because it's our face and we are also applying to the awards. And for us it's very important that for this budget we could do as much as it was really possible, because it's our exactly
Policy.
strategy. Yes.
Fantastic. So, I mean, I think, yeah, I think just sort of talking as a non sort of like permanent resident of Crete, you know, it's that level, having that level of expertise on the ground there in Crete, that obviously, you know, most people that are going to get married there are only going to come there once, you know, maybe once or twice before they get married, and actually turn up, you know, a few days before the wedding. So to have your knowledge, expertise, and consistency of you being there, I think is key for anybody who's looking to do this, because you know, anybody who's organised or planned a wedding knows what a complicated and in-depth, you know, scenario that it becomes, an event it becomes. There's a lot that goes into it. So yeah, that expertise is essential, I think. So what are your approaches then in planning the first steps of communication with a couple? What do you do when a couple first makes contact and decides to use yourself to plan the wedding?
Yeah, so I think we have mentioned it a little bit before during the conversation, and we can go a little bit more in details. Exactly this. I mean, when somebody is asking, he can find us in Google, can find us in our social network, Instagram, Facebook, through the website, through anywhere online, they can find us. Also, word by word, a lot of time it's happened. But with them, we are telling exactly, let's have a human relation. Let's have a nice call. Let's have some good time that we are spending each other. We understand each other. We want to give you all our knowledge. We want to give to the customer all our knowledge to make them feel calm that they are not going to spend their money, their budget, their saving of a lot of years for something that is not worthy. No, they have to come to us, and if we are able to tell them and put our face in front and say, okay, it's me and her, we can do this and this and this, and this is the feeling that we have in the communication, perfect. If not, maybe we are not the right agency exactly for these people. But without a communication, a live chat, listen to our voices, this cannot come. So the first step, exactly the basic step, is to talk each other. We need to become not intimate, of course, but I mean,
nice friends.
As a nice friends, we need to become friends. We need to know what you want. We need to understand that you are not feeling shy to tell us the surprise that you want to do it to your partner or to your guest. That's the spirit of the wedding planning.
Yes, and as well, one of the first suggestions and let's say phrases that we tell to our couples when we start the topics of such important topics as budgeting or like selection of the venue, we say every time, please be with us as you speak with your friends, because it's no point, because for some people it's a little bit embarrassing to speak about budget if they have a limited budget. And this is the last thing that they have to think about, because we have to know all the possibilities that actually they have, because only this way we can make them happy, because we fully believe, okay, without some crazy €1,000 and they want to go waiting for 100 people. Okay, I'm not speaking about this kind of extremes, but in normal situations for any budget, we can find a very, very nice solution. And in some cases, because this kind of case, they also happen, if we feel that actually, because we go in planning very deep, that's why we have a wedding fee, that's why we are paid. We work and we're paid for it. So if we feel that the budget is that much low that we cannot even put there any of our wedding fee and keep our standards, because of course we can give a couple of contacts and to say, okay, speak with this decorator by yourself or speak with the photographer by yourself, but we always keep our standards. We are always in the middle of communication. We always give our ideas, suggestions, and we're always there. So of course we have to value our time. And in these cases, if we see that it's not exactly a target of the people. They don't want this kind of attention. So of course we know our colleagues that they work in a very different ways, and they work in a completely with a completely big attention, just with a little bit different conception that is completely fully perfect.
Mostly exactly on the wedding day, like
Yes.
the wedding coordination, and give all the contact of the DJ, the florist, and everything. We are not working exactly in this way. We want to be every time in the middle of the communication and taking care of all the detail, because we want to create the event for the people like it's our personal event. So we want them satisfied like we were satisfied for this event. So it's not only the wedding day coordination with us, it's from the moment that they contact us until the moment that they are leaving, and we are keeping friends already of a lot of years, wedding that we did in past years. We are still keeping in contact, writing messages, we are sharing some emotion, can't wait to see each other as soon as the COVID will allow the people to travel. That's the spirit, that's what we want.
And there are people who opposite, wants to build their wedding mostly by themselves, and in this case maybe they need just contact. So because there are very different situations and very different approaches.
But the contact, you can find it online. I mean, Google, write photographer Crete, and feel lucky.
Lovely, thanks for that. So we're with AA Wedding this evening with Alexandra and Alessandro. Thanks ever so much for taking the time to talk to us this evening. A few people here just saying hello. Akis is saying hello this evening, and Stephanie as well. So thanks for watching with us. It's really appreciated, and yeah, continue to enjoy the chat this evening. Let's talk a little bit about your services themselves. I know we've been talking about it a little bit here and there as we've been going through, but tell us more about your services that you offer for a couple holding a wedding event in Crete. Do you offer a full range of services for weddings?
Yes, we have. We of course offer a basic list of services such as photo, video, entertainment, food, makeup, hairstyle. So it's something. I'm not speaking basic services like something like basic. I mean the most used, most common for every single wedding. Except this, we're always happy, and even more than happy actually, to help to find some unusual solutions and to help with some unusual services. So for example, when we had our first Indian wedding in 2019, we faced actually few things that we didn't make before. So we went deep, we understood how to provide the services, and we did it very successfully, because we as well got an award for one of that Indian weddings. And if, let's say, a groom want to arrive by the helicopter like James Bond and to appear in this way in the wedding ceremony, why not? We will do our best to find the right venue for this, and of course the right helicopter. So it's actually, we have no limits.
Fantastic. That's great. If you're offering that sort of full suite of packages, it just allows the person just to have that one point of contact. I think it's great, especially when you're getting married overseas and it's not in your home country. Having that one person that can help you with a wide range of things is a real bonus. Tell us more about the wedding event in Crete experience and the services you offer. So around the wedding itself, I know we talked quite a bit about weddings. Do you offer services around that for the couple and their guests?
Yes, you want to answer?
Oh, it's your topic, 100%.
Look, Crete, again, because I'm in love with this island, offer a lot of possibilities. So it's not only the wedding day sometimes that the couple want, but they want a nice excursion, they want to visit the historical archaeological site, they want to discover the wine because somebody has the passion with the wine. So, of course, we can combine the wedding in a very nice holiday week and create a very nice personalized program for the people to go to make a nice boat trip, to make a nice excursion to Knossos Palace, for example, that is at a very, very special touristical destination in Heraklion, to go to the wild area of Hierapetra with this white rose sand. We can organize for them really a lot. Of course, speaking about wedding, maybe they want to organize a nice Barcelona party. We can do it. Alexandra before was mentioning that the places are have to stop the music at 12 o'clock in the most of the venue and the most of the hotel where there are neighborhood. But there are a lot of very nice, stylish clubs, beach bar that anyway continue the party until 6 in the morning. So, I mean, we can organize as well the event over there. Sometimes the people say, okay, we don't mind to stop the music in the wedding, but we want to continue. And of course, we organize for them the transfer to go to the club with a nice privé, bottle of champagne, and have some other fun over there and continue the wedding night and celebration in a club. I mean, there are basically no limit on what the people really want. We can organize everything for them.
And one of my favorite also things that are not, it's okay, it's more connected with wedding just than an excursion or the boat trip, but anyway, it's not exactly properly a part of a wedding. It's any kind of love story, photo and video shootings that can be created with completely its own conception, its own scenario, its own clothes, different dress, or completely something crazy. So this is one of also of my favorite parts, because you create something like a small movie, a small story about the couple that they have after for them, and they watch it after 30 years and they show it to their children, and the children say, wow, you're hot, father and mother. So it's something that I really love.
She loves photo.
Yeah, a video.
Great stuff. So we're going to pick your brains in a, for want of a better British phrase, just now. And we want some tips. So if you could offer a couple who've made the decision to get married on the island of Crete 3 pieces of advice, what would you say to them?
You want to start?
Yeah, visit Crete, try, eat, and fall in love. So this is the way.
On my side, for example, take it easy and come here to have a lot of fun during your wedding, and not only.
If to speak a little bit more serious than I told before, one of the most important things for the very beginning is to book the most important suppliers, such as photographer, my favorite, videographer, caterer, of course, venue. So the key suppliers that it's super important to book as soon as you can. Otherwise, you can be just late for your date.
And another very important tips is Greek people are wonderful people, but sometimes they take it a little bit slow, the situation. We have time. In Greek, we used to say siga siga. So exactly from our side with the couple, we need to be very punctual in the decision, because we need to give a little bit the space to the local supplier to answer to the question that we have and the possibility that we want to create with them. So be very punctual in the wedding planning.
It was already your second or third?
My second?
So
I don't know.
Say third, because mine is straight to the point.
Don't think that you are coming in Crete only for the wedding. Enjoy your time. Crete is so big, so huge island. Enjoy your time here. Discover the island when you can.
So, and mine, straight to the point, choose AA Wedding to be your wedding planner. Like this, you will be happy with your wedding.
So basically, we say 6 points. Yeah. Oh, a lot.
3 for each, so honest enough.
Is there anything you guys would ever say to a couple that is a don't do, is a bad idea for getting married in Crete? Is there anything you'd advise people to avoid?
It's not coming actually something exact to my mind now, but it's definitely what we do because we have to be honest with them. And if they say, I want, for example, because I'm a girl, I'm always into these topics. If she says, I want a very detailed, nice hairstyle, such a, like, it has to be like nobody touch it even for a second. And after she says, I want a wedding by the sea exactly on a very, very, very windy spot. Of course, I have to say her, no, you don't do this hairstyle because it will be destroyed in the first couple of minutes. So we have to think of these kind of details as well, because each spot has its small details. Even it can be regarding the hairstyle that has to be chosen, because one hairstyle looks good even with the wind, and another one can look completely destroyed already after a couple of minutes.
I cannot say
Alexandra?
exactly about this topic, nothing, but
But yes,
I mean, every spot for me, I mean, the suggestion, if you don't want to know, shave your hair.
Lucky guy, actually. Every single morning I say him, you're lucky with your hairs.
Fantastic. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure having this chat with you this evening. Before we wrap up, and thanks everybody for joining us this evening. It's really appreciated that you take your Sunday evening to spend a bit of time with us and talk and listen to us talk about weddings in Crete. I hope you've enjoyed it, everybody. We have got a bit of an offer for everybody that's taken the time out this evening. So photosofcrete.com has joined up with AA Wedding. We've got a new webpage that we've created with the guys. So you can go to photosofcrete.com/wedding/Crete and have a look at these guys' services. You can inquire from there as well. And if you use code POC10, that's POC10. These two lovely people have agreed to give you 10% off of their wedding planning services. So there's a bit of money there to be saved as well on your wedding. So as a thank you from the guys for taking the time out to watch this evening. So yeah, you can check them out on my website. You can obviously go directly to AA Weddings website themselves and check out the services in more detail. I hope everybody has enjoyed this evening's chat. I certainly have. I really appreciate Alexandra and Alessandro for taking the time out this evening and joining us to talk to us all about weddings in Crete. I think it's been a really interesting session and hopefully given everybody an insight into the potential or the hopes or dreams of making a wedding in Crete a reality. So thanks ever so much, guys, for this evening. It's really appreciated. And thanks everyone for joining us on the live this evening. We hope to see you all soon and take care. So
thank you very much as well to you, to all the people that see this interview. Of course, we know that Simon will make a very nice publication of as well this interview, and from the AA Wedding and from today rainy but tomorrow sunny Crete. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great
Thank you, guys. Yeah, thank you. Good evening, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.